Yes, hello, gorgeous. We are live. You're on with Abiola, and we are in Goddess Temple Sunday. Come play with us live Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and Instagram at Abiola TV, where the TV stands for transformation and victory. Your 20-minute, well, it's supposed to be 20 minutes. It's rarely 20 minutes, it's supposed to be 20 minutes. But your 20-minute blast of inspiration, motivation, and transformation to set your week off right. Greetings, Goddess Allison is in the house. Goddess Aurora Day is here. Goddess Dawn is here. Ooh, all my goddesses are here. Yes, the Goddess Circle is gathering. Good morning, Queen, to free her soul over on Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, let's get this beautiful party of gratitude started. So we're going to be talking today about breaking generational curses, ancestral patterns, family pathology. So if that is something that you are wanting to do this new moon, yes, happy new moon, then let me know. Yay! Thank you, Goddess Neith Sankofa is in the house. Goddess Melissa is here. Good morning to you, beautiful. All right, so let's start off with a little bit of clearing the air, a little bit of gratitude, a lot of gratitude, and then we will move into our discussion on breaking family patterns, generational curses, ancestral and cultural pathologies. All right, so let's just do a little bit of sound clearing. We want to just clear the air, and if for whatever reason, because I know with my past microphone that the singing bowls didn't translate. So if for whatever reason the sound sounds like it's not translating, it's all right. Just put yourself in the zone, put yourself in the vortex, and you transmute the sound into the cleansing, clearing, positive energy of gratitude that you need it to be. We have the power to transmute. We have the power to shift. We have the power to create worlds, all right? So let's just take a deep breath and let it out. Deep breath. Let it out with sound. Yes, 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 yes. And so now for all of my sisters who are here in our beautiful circle, I invite you to see in your mind's eye that you are taking the hands of the sisters around you, your sisters to your left, your sisters to the right, and we are holding hands around this great big planet, a sisterhood circle, the likes of which have never been seen before. And we begin with gratitude. Oh, divine creator, Mother, Father, God, thank you so much for bringing us together in this beautiful healing sisterhood on Goddess Temple Sunday with gratitude, with humility, to say thank you so much. Thank you for this sisterhood. Thank you for your guidance. We ask you to keep us, to continue to guide us, to keep us safe. I ask you to guide my words, to guide my intentions, to guide my actions, so that they all be exactly what you would have me say, what you would have me do, where you would have me go at this moment in time. And for this, we are so very grateful. Amen. Ashe. And so it is. Yes. Woo! Happy new moon, goddesses. Let's begin. Let's begin. Greetings, Goddess Damali, Goddess Shu Oceani, Goddess Ifetayo is here. And if you are wanting to join us live on Sundays, we're live 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, Goddess Charlie is here. And Miss Labiche live 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Facebook and Instagram at Abiola TV. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so who has some generational curses, some family patterns, or some ancestral pathologies that you maybe want to leave behind? I am raising my hand. And we start off not with judgment, we start off with gratitude. Gratitude for our beautiful ancestors, for all those who came before, who share our blood or who didn't, who did what they knew how to do. And because of them, we are. And if we can see further, it's because we stand on the shoulders of giants, right? But sometimes we get that a little bit twisted. And we think that, that family loyalty or ancestral loyalty or cultural loyalty means that we can only grow but to such a level, or only exist or thrive, but to such a level, because that is where our family went to. And what I want us to begin this self-love sermon, this conversation with, and Goddess Dawn is raising her hand, Goddess Ifetayo is raising her hand, Goddess Melanated is raising her hand. What I want us to begin with is gratitude for our ancestors, even those who were one generation before, even those who, raised us, gratitude for them, but also knowing that it is not a betrayal of your family, your parents, your family of origin, your culture, for you to want something different. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It is not a betrayal of anybody for you to want something different. And those who love you, those who care about you, even those who never knew you and prayed for you before you were born, prayed for you before you or your mother or your mother's mother were born, only want the very, very best for you. Only want for you to shine and for you to be the very best that you can. And so I really wanted to talk about this because I'm sure my family, like yours, has some family patterns, right? Some family patterns, things that we laugh off, things that we brush off, things that we say, oh, that's just Joe, or that's just how we do, or that's just whatever. That's just unacceptable. That is just unacceptable, because if we don't heal it, we pass it on. And a lot of times, we don't believe the things that you think. Just because you think it, we say, well, that's just me. That's just how I am. Is it really? Or is that you playing out the functions that you inherited from somebody, that they inherited from somebody, and you don't even know who you would be without that stuff, without that drama, without those ways of being. And so Goddess Melissa Jackson, she says, I had a great grandmother. Yes, it's so interesting. We have, these, like I said, these family pathologies, these stories, these families of secrets. I come from a family where there's lots of secrets and lots of terrible communication. No offense to anybody in my family who is listening. Horrible communication and levels and layers of secrets. And where you have secrets, you have lies. Somebody put that down and hit the share button, because folks need to know that secrets cannot exist without lies. So if you are thinking, oh, well, that's just family secrets. Oh, we just have family secrets. No, you have family lies, right? And there's nothing wrong with if, oftentimes when you need to have a temporary secret when you're creating something great or calling something exciting into your life, and you need to, sit on it like a mother, mother bird on her nest and grow it in secrecy, or go into the closet, right? Like the Bible says, and pray in secret. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about straight up family lies that we consider to be family secrets. Again, a secret cannot exist without a lie. It just can't. And a secret is just a lie in a fancy party dress. Let's affirm that. A secret is a lie in a fancy party dress. Goddess Shanita says, it's like some ancestors escaped the plantation and only went as far north as Ohio, but some as Canada. But we're taking it further to the moon. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Goddess Michelle, love the spelling, says, good morning, everyone. So true, Abiola. My mom's Irish side is full of secrets and lies. Yes. And the thing is that they did the best that they could. You know, most of the time when someone is secreting or lying, they're doing it because they think that they're keeping you safe. They're doing it out of protection. So they feel like, okay, let's keep this on the low because this is either going to reflect poorly on us or this is going to keep us safe. All right. But right now, we are wiring ourselves. We are attaching ourselves to the grand umbilical cord, to the umbilical cord more powerful than the one that we came from, the umbilical cord that, you know, our moms came from. Hi, mommy. We are connecting ourselves to the grand, the biggest umbilical cord. So we don't need family stories and family lies to keep us safe anymore. We don't need that because we are connected in a greater way. We're connected in a stronger way. Yes. My big cousin Colleen says, so true. Yes. Hello, Goddess Lamorla. Yes. We are connected to something greater. So we don't need these secrets anymore to keep us safe. And we are grateful again to those who thought that, you know, secrets were the way to keep us safe. And so what do? If you're trying to shrug off generational curses, ancestral issues, patterns and pathologies, because we all have certain patterns in our families. In a lot of our families, there are patterns of abuse, physical, mental, emotional, sexual, across the board, things that are unspoken, right? In a lot of our families, there are generational curses and ancestral issues when it comes to money, when it comes to abundance. Who is allowed to have money? How much money are you allowed to have? Are you allowed to be happy about it? Are you supposed to be miserable about it? Is your legacy supposed to be, you think that your legacy is trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, right? I heard that a lot growing up. A lot of us heard that. Yes, we can make $1 out of 15 cents. Well, you can, but it doesn't mean that you should or that you should have to, right? Is your legacy that we are, I've heard people in my family, well-meaning, beautiful, positive, powerful people say, well, we're poor, so that's how we blah, 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 blah. Well, we're poor. Well, poor people like us, da, 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 da. Oh, no, like the words, like I can't even say them like without, I don't even want that on me. And every time you speak those words, you call it in again, not only for yourself, but for the generations who come afterward. If you have lived in poverty because that was what you were able to do, why affirm that as just this is how we are? No, if you insist that is how you are, don't call that on me. Don't put that on me because I'm still here and I am living my life and I don't need that baggage, right? But we usually just take it on because, again, we have loyalty. We were created to have loyalty, you know, and in most cases, rightfully so, to the tribe that we came from. But loyalty to outmoded, outdated ideas, patterns that don't mean us well is not the way to go, is not what we want. In a lot of our families, we have addictions. We have addictions to alcohol, to drugs. We have codependency. We have addictions to gambling. We have addictions to all kinds of things, right? Addictions to sex, now addictions to the internet, addictions to, you know, to just straight up being, to lying. We have all of these things and then we take them in. That's how we are. That's how this family is. That's how Joe is. We take it as fact and then we live out somebody else's story and we pass it on and we pass it on and we pass it on. And I want us to think about it, you know, the way that, I don't remember exactly which tribe it is, but that some Native American tribes in the Northeast of the United States think of it as, you know, the seventh generation, that you're living your life, not just for you. They say walk gently, because if you can imagine as you're walking, the faces of the generations to come are looking up at you. Right? So at one point we were the generation looking up at our ancestors, and now generations that we don't know are looking up at us. And so what do you want for them? So if you want to speak that, you know, that you're poor or you have whatever issues on you, is that really what you want to call in and speak for the generations to come? Is that what you would wish for the next people to come in? It doesn't matter whether you have ever given birth or not, right? We still are heralding in new generations. We all are still mothering and fathering in new generations of people. Is that what we really want? Goddess Santiago says, my loyalty is only to the greater good. Yes, nothing more, nothing less, nothing personal, just focused on growth by any means. That is beautiful. Goddess Melissa says, yes, time to pass on greatness to the next generation. Yes, and greatness to ourselves while we are here, right? We come as one, but we stand as 10,000. We are here in this together, in this sisterhood. And so how beautiful that instead of, a lot of us also have generational patterns of lack, right? Generational patterns of that have to do with our emotions. So who in your family is allowed to be angry and why? Is it one person or is it certain kinds of people? Is it in certain situations? I remember one of my spiritual teachers, she said that in her family, people were only allowed to have one emotion at a time, and you had to go to your room to do it. You couldn't be emotional around other people, right? Or is it that, if the generation before, maybe that generation was physically abusive, and then in your generation you feel like, okay, well, now we're just emotionally abusive, so now we've healed that. No, let's reach for the greatest we can. Let's reach for the greatest we can. I'm going to read how they define a dysfunctional family. What is considered to be a dysfunctional family? A dysfunctional family is a family in which conflict, misbehavior, and often child neglect or abuse on the part of individual parents occur continuously or regularly. Why is this iTunes thing popping up? Come on, iTunes. Don't you see Goddess Temple Sunday happening? No, I don't want it. Give me a sec. All right. Continuously and regularly, leaving other family members to accommodate such actions. Dysfunctional parents may emulate or overcorrect from their own dysfunctional parents. And so there are things that you could be living out, again, that you are not even used to, not even aware of. So the first step is awareness. Awareness. Become aware of the dysfunctional patterns in your family. Don't just shrug it off as, well, that's how we are. That's how Joe is. That's how, whoever is. Well, Keisha's just like that, or whoever's just like that. No, become aware of the destructive patterns. Chances are, think about this. Chances are, if it was done to you, you are doing it to someone else in some way, shape, or form. And that is an ugly and scary and terrifying thought for most of us. But if you are not aware, if you are not consciously and purposefully moving in a different direction, shifting the momentum, shifting the motivation, shifting the patterns, if you're not doing it consciously and you're just operating by, just going on autopilot, chances are, if it was done to you, you are doing it to someone else in another shape or form. And if you want to stop doing that, you have to first start with awareness, becoming aware of the destructive patterns, becoming aware of what it is that you may be doing. Don't just dismiss, if people are having a reaction to the way that you're being is, oh, well, I'm just like that. Well, I'm just real. I'm just straight up. No, you're just an a-hole. No, you're just a jerk. And it's okay, because we can call on healing and find a different way to be, a different way out of it. And again, it is not a betrayal of self or betrayal of those who came before for you to want and need and be someone different, someone more powerful. You have it in you. If it's true for one, it's true for all. And so there's incredible greatness in you. You don't owe it to your family to continue any kind of Holocaust, the Holocaust of slavery, the Jewish Holocaust, the Irish family, as a sister just said, her family has. We don't owe it to our family to continue to live that and express that within our daily lives. What we owe to them is to be the very, very best that we can be and to be able to leave something better for the next generation. Okay? So then the second thing that you need to do, if we're going to break these generational curses, these family pathologies, these ancestral dramas and issues, is take responsibility, take ownership. Yes, you may have inherited. Yes, maybe 5 generations of people have been drinking, and so have you. Yes, maybe, everybody in your family, like mine, like half of mine, one half is angry and has anger issues, and maybe you do too, right? Or maybe, there's all of these webs of secrets and lies, and you can't even tell what is the truth. But right now, as an adult human being, you have to take responsibility. You have to take ownership. There are certain things, of course, that happen that were beyond your control, but you have to now take full responsibility for yourself and your actions. And this is perfect for this new moon energy. Let's affirm it. I take ownership. I take responsibility for who I am. I take responsibility for my own greatness. And that requires walking away from the layers of blame and the layers of shame. Because blaming, oftentimes we feel like, okay, but it's justified, but they did do that. They did do that. And I hear you. I understand you. I do it too. But we can't stay in cycles of blaming and expect to move forward. Because if we are making only that person or those situations or that circumstance, because that happened to you or that happened to your family or that happened, and now you are living it out. If only that person is responsible for you and how you're walking on this earth and your patterns, then you don't have a way out of it. It's only when you take responsibility, right? And you say, all right, I am taking responsibility. I am now taking ownership. Yes, I know that these things happen, but what? I am fearlessly, fearfully, powerfully made. The same force that made the mountains made me. And I can do anything. When you walk in that power and you take ownership of yourself and your life and take responsibility for how you're going to proceed, now you're standing in the seat of power. Now you're standing in the seat of power. Standing in blame, well, they did this and so I did that, or they're this way, or only keeps you stuck, and it only keeps you small. Standing in blame, affirm that, write it down, hit the share button. If I stand in blame, I'm keeping myself small. It's not an affirmation we want to keep. But if you stand in blame, you are keeping yourself small, okay? And the next thing that you need to do, which you are here and we are doing together, is speak on it. Speak on it. Get into Congress, group, circle with other people and put your voice out there. Don't continue to perpetuate the patterns of shame and the patterns of staying small. Get other information, because you have done the very best that you could do up until this point with what you know. Now you need more information. If you would have known better, you would have done better. This is where you are, and that's okay. And that's fully okay. Now, by putting yourself into either if it's therapy or coaching or, circling up like we're doing here, now you get to do something different. And then we want to focus on what it is that we want to create. What do you want to create into your life? And this is good for this new moon. Let's talk about it. What do you want to create in your life? Goddess Tiffany says, I take responsibility for my finances. Yes. Goddess Norma says, I take responsibility for myself. I own it. Yes. What do we want to invite into our life? Because what we focus on expands. What we focus on expands. I don't remember a lot of science from school. It was not my forte. It was not my strong suit at all. But the main part of science that has proven itself to be true in life is physics, that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. What we focus on expands. What we put our energy toward expands. So what do you want to invite into your life? Who is, if you have, every year on the new year, maybe on your birthday, you make a list of goals, and then we think, okay, well, I didn't meet those and I didn't meet that. It's because we need to look at it a little bit differently. All right, rather than, okay, what do I need to do, or what am I trying to accomplish, or whatever it is, who do I need to become in order to do these things? Who do I need to become in order to break these family patterns, these generational curses, these ancestral issues, these cultural pathologies? Who do I need to become to walk the path that I need to walk, right? And then that is where we focus. That is where we focus. Like, okay, I want to invite in, we're talking about secrets and lies. I want to invite in more truth. Let's breathe on that. I want to invite in more authenticity. Yes. I want to invite in more love, more health, more wealth, more abundance. Let's focus on that. What are you calling in and inviting into your life? Goddess Melissa says infinite expansion for everyone. Goddess Free Spirit 334 says love, health, and abundance. Yes. Goddess Charlie's Truth says, I take responsibility for my soul purpose. I am worthy of sharing my gifts with the world, and I choose to share with them. Yes. Goddess Adventures for the Soul on Instagram says, love, joy, abundance. Yes. Yes, and these are the things that we want to welcome into our life. Let's set some new generational patterns. Who's in? Who's in to set some new generational patterns and ways of being? Goddess Allison says she's calling in breaking generational curses of lack, of poor health, and unhealthy relationships. She says, I welcome my birthright of abundance. Let's affirm that, my sisters. Hold the hands of your sisters to your left and the sisters to your right. I welcome in my birthright of abundance. Yes, abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of love. Goddess Shanita says, I invite in more boldness and abundance. Yes, she says she's in. Goddess Afua Danzo, who has the voice of a songbird, and if you're not following her, you are missing out, says, I invite in more health, wealth, love, and the highest good. Yes, Goddess Michelle is in. Goddess Melissa Jackson is in. Absolutely. Goddess Santiago says, I take full responsibility for my talents and my opportunities. I will approach life with power, not fear, not resistance. I allow myself to receive all the blessings offered to me. Let's affirm that. I allow myself to receive all blessings. I now allow myself to receive all blessings. Let's affirm that. Yes, let's set some new generational patterns, okay? So your homework, this beautiful new moon, this creative energy, remember, whether or not you ever give birth to a baby, you have within your body, your mind, your spirit, the power to create worlds. And so what you put your intention on, woman, I'm looking at you, is right now creating a brave new world for those who are coming next. Goddess, let's see, Mrs. Labiche says, breaking down the poverty mindset, inviting in more love and abundance. So your homework for this new moon is to focus on, of course, be aware of what those patterns and pathologies are, but become very aware, hyper aware, super aware, create a very clear picture of not where you've been, but where are you going? What are you allowing into your life next? What are you inviting into your life next? And so we will close actually by pulling a card. Goddess Michelle VL, I'm going to say your initials, MVL, Goddess Michelle VL. If you're still there, give me a number between 1 and 7. I'm going to pull a card from the Goddess Affirmation deck, the We're Manifesting deck. Goddess Aurora says, yes, I now receive all blessings. Goddess Lamorla says, I fully step into the frequency of the highest love and miracles every day. Can we feel that? Like, let's just feel into what the frequency of love feels like. Let's just feel into the vibrational energy. Do we feel that? The vibrational energy of love, of healing, of well-being, and abundance. Yes. Goddess Shanita says, I am changing our concept of time. Goddess Norma says, yes, abundance of health, abundance of wealth. I allow myself to receive all blessings. All right, so we're going to close with, I'm pulling from this deck. Mine is kind of beat up. The We're Manifesting cards. Goddess Michelle pulled number 5. Okay, so we're putting our intention on allowing in all blessings, all joy, all wealth, abundance, love, and well-being this new moon. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the card that you pulled for us, oh, very, very powerful card, especially when we're talking about womanhood, is honoring the flow. I don't know if you can see that. Mama Kila, honoring the flow. And she is a Native American ancestor. I can post more information at imanifestmagic.com in our Facebook group. And the affirmation is, I welcome new life into mine. I am in the flow, which is what we are doing this new moon. We are welcoming in new life. We are giving praise to our ancestors, but we are welcoming in, we're saying thank you so much to those who came before. Thank you so much for everything that you experienced. Thank you so much for all of the gifts that you have passed down. We're grateful. We're so grateful. And now we got next. Now we're going to take this beautiful ball and we're going to run with it. We're going to run with it, and we are going to welcome in new life, new blessings, new energy into our beings. Do you receive it? Do we receive it? Yes. And so that is a beautiful place to close. That is a beautiful place to close. I just want to say, I so appreciate you being here in sisterhood. I feel your energy, and if you've been feeling blocked, things are opening up for you. This is your time. This is your time. If at any time before you felt like, okay, things are off, what's wrong? Why aren't things coming together? They're coming together now. So be ready, be willing, and accept it. This is the best time of your life. Amen. Ashe, and so it is. Free Spirit said, I receive it. Yes, goddesses, yes. Happy new moon. Happy Goddess Temple Sunday. Bless somebody on your timeline and definitely pass this on to them. Yes, Goddess Free Spirit says, I receive it. Goddess Charlie's Truth says,